Brother, you have to stop. Relax. Calm down.
Hey, I'm your host Alexis.
And I'm your co-host Truth.
Sit back and relax because you're
in good company.
Now today we have a familiar face and a not so familiar face as guests for today's episode. Introduce yourself, guys.
Hello, my name is Tayana.
And I'm Anthony.
Anthony is back. He was on episode 2. We talked about can girls and guys really just be friends? So definitely watch that episode if you haven't. And today we're going to be exploring guys and girls dynamics and friendships and relationships and kind of all above. So first things first, Tay, you have a really interesting, unique experience that I want the audience to know about. So can you kind of get into that friendship dynamic you're in?
Okay, so basically this is a new friendship group that I'm currently in, and the way they approached us was I would probably say very bold. They just set out the dome, like why they wanted to be friends with us and things like that. But because at the time, like, I'm going to be transparent, I was a little bit desperate to have friends because my first semester here, I didn't really connect with a lot of people. I was like, okay, like, you know, it's whatever. I kind of let that glance over my head, but now, like, going over some stuff and talking about it with some of my other friends is kind of like, I should have most definitely paid attention to that.
And
okay,
just to be fully transparent, the story that I was told was they kind of approached you and they were like, hey, what's up, this and that. And next thing you know, they're saying, we really want more friends in our friendship group because we want girlfriends.
Right.
And I think to say that right off the bat, Anthony, I can already see you have lots of thoughts on this.
Oh my goodness.
Was really
Right,
wild.
yes.
Anthony, can you speak to that at all of guys simply befriending girls for girlfriends?
Okay, that I can speak on. It happens. It's true. I'm not gonna say I've done it, but there have definitely been times where I'm like, oh yeah, she's pretty. Like, I'd definitely be friends with her because it could be a flex, but
It gets messy.
Obviously, I don't do that. I'm 20 years old, so I don't do that.
He's too grown for that.
I don't do that anymore, but I've never. I can't say I've. I'm sorry. Like that's.
It's really wild. No, it's really wild. It's a lie.
But when they said girlfriends, like they meant like we want you to be like.
It was like a few of them in the group were like, oh, like, we really want more girls in our group because majority of the group is guys.
Okay.
And then they're like, and maybe hopefully we can get girlfriends. And then me and my friend, we've known each other since high school. We literally like both looked at each other and was like, what do you mean by that? But it didn't really like register.
It
like
didn't
that.
click.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, like I'm not gonna be the one because I don't.
It's not gonna be me. So.
Yeah. So
do you think they meant like girlfriends as they just want platonic?
They meant both.
What they meant.
Yeah.
Because they're now dating people in the friend group. So
Yeah.
to me, it seems like. But True, tell me, have you ever witnessed this, or has this ever happened to you? Have you been a victim of this?
Thankfully, I have not been a victim of this, but I have seen like those insider friend groups where everybody kind of takes turn dating one another.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've all witnessed this, right? Like this is not a crazy phenomenon, but I tend to steer away from those groups because a lot of things get spread around. Like everybody's dating each other. Everybody's getting to know each other on a deeper level. So then everything gets shared some way, somehow. I don't know. It's just really messy. And I'm out. Sorry, guys.
Can I say it kind of feels to me that I was thinking about this a lot recently, how some guys, because it's obviously not all guys, will respect and befriend women because they find them attractive or because they're like, okay, maybe if I play the long game, if I'm a nice guy, I can eventually get her to date me, be with me, hook up with me. I don't care. I want it to happen. And to me, when guys, I mean, for them to say that to you is really wild, but at least they made it clear where they stood with friendships.
I appreciate the honesty.
I mean,
right, they were bold.
Right? It was wild, but
wild.
to me, it just feels like this friendship is incredibly disingenuous. And last time when we kind of talked about the topic, we said, can guys and girls just be friends? And me, Anthony, and Troop were like, of course they can. But then talking to Tay, I'm like, well, if the guys are also willing, because it has to be on both sides,
Right.
we just want to be your friend.
Yeah, it has to be a mutual respect.
And I don't think society kind of puts you up like, oh, when you see an attractive girl, you might as well date her. Like, why not? And then you have great chemistry with her and you guys are friends. Just go for it.
Right.
I don't think people are dating correctly because, like, when you date people, you have to make sure that your values are aligned, your morals are aligned, your goals are aligned. Are you guys headed towards the same future?
Right.
Where do you guys see yourself? And a lot of people, well, I also want to add that at our age, we don't have to think about this. But a lot of people I've noticed are like, oh, she's pretty. I like hanging out with her, and that's kind of it. And that's why y'all start dating. And that's how we have these like crazy friendship groups where people are just dating to date for the vibes. And they're not really looking at their partner as a partner. They're just looking at it as an experience.
Okay, wait. Can I just say I have a question? Have you guys ever dated a friend? Like somebody who was a friend first and then you dated or tried to date? And how did that go? Okay, so you did that, Anthony? Okay, can we hear about your experience first?
It's my current relationship.
Oh, okay. So you guys were friends first. And
yeah,
then
we were friends in middle school. Like, we've known each other since middle school. Started dating after high school.
Okay.
So we had gotten to know each other and know our dynamics and what we wanted to do. Stuff like that. And I think that's the right way to go.
I agree.
I think that's the right way to go.
You got to know each other.
Exactly.
Right.
So, yeah.
But it wasn't like you were plotting. You were like, oh,
Yeah, no,
she's fine. And about, a few years, no, I know. And I'm saying that was absolutely not what he was doing. And Anthony, he's a solid guy friend. If you guys know Anthony in real life, that's why he has so many friends who are girls. And there's nothing to it. What about you, Tay?
No, not really. Because it starts off like, oh, yeah, I want to be friends with her,
Right.
And then, well, okay, it's two things. The guy is like, okay, like, because I've been around you, like, you owe me a relationship.
Right.
And it's
that
like,
I feel like happens.
Or, like, on my end, it's like, I become friends with a guy. Because in my mind, I'm not like, oh, let me be friends with him. So, like,
we can date, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But then I catch feelings, and then I'm like, okay, like, how do I approach this situation?
Right.
And I'm very, like upfront about my feelings and stuff. And, like, the way they will just go all about it, like, you like me? That is just such a, what? That, like, it's a whole thing. Like, they make it seem like, like.
It's unexpected?
They really inflate
it's
the
unacceptable
story.
for me.
Unacceptable?
Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, how can you like me? Like, that's weird. Like, ugh.
Is it because you were so in the, like, just a friend? Or is it
like
something else? Because that's kind of bizarre.
I feel like the way you reject someone is all up. Like, it's based on your character. Like, if someone were to come up to me, I never even talked to them before, and they're like, hey, I've seen you around on campus. Like, do you want to hang out? I would just be like, no, like, like, respectfully decline, because, I don't know,
I don't know you like that.
I don't know you like that,
yeah.
And I don't know, like, what led to you coming to me, because I know approaching people nowadays can be very, very difficult. But if someone is like, like, oh, you look cool, like, let's go on a date, and you're like, no, and I'm like, man, F you anyway, like,
yeah, that's kind of wild.
Then that's based on their character, because that shows that, like, when it comes to someone approaching you from the aspect of, like, okay, I'm interested in something, you feel like you have the ego to like shut it down, like,
Precisely.
like I'm better than you anyway, so why would you want to? But then if it was like reverse, then you'd be in your feelings, because it's like, now you know what it's like to get the end of the stick of, like,
that is
someone
so
rejecting
true.
you super disrespectfully. So I would say, like, on that side of, like, me approaching, like, some of my guy friends that I was attracted to, like, it's only been a few that they're like, no, like,
let's be friends.
Yeah, like, let's be friends. I'm like, okay, I respect that, because, like, mutual conversation.
Yeah, of course.
But there's been some people that, like,
it did not.
I don't even want to relive that, but it was really bad.
Can I
what about
backtrack?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
When you guys were talking about how guys, like, will plot, like, play the long game.
Yeah.
As someone who has played the long game before,
okay,
and I'm naturally, nice.
And
so there will be times where we start off as friends. I realize I like you, then you turn me down.
Okay.
The problem with playing the long game and purposely, waiting it out, by the time you've played the long game and you're ready to make your move, you've already established with her that you're just her platonic friend.
Yeah.
And she's not going to see you like that.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Can I say, Truk, have you experienced that at all, or
I
never?
mean, I brought it up in the last time we talked about this, because I re-listened
months and months ago.
Yes, months and months ago. I re-listened to our episode, so I got an idea. But I mean, there was this guy who was my friend, and I simply just thought of him platonically, and I had no idea that he had feelings until he told me about them. And after he told me about it, I just couldn't comprehend a relationship, so obviously it did not work out. But I mean, yeah, it has happened, but it wasn't like a crazy long game. This was like,
Can I say something real quick? Okay, so I've only ever been in a situation, I think, once where I was going to, like, actually date a friend. But I think it's because we weren't friends for very long before we said we like each other. And I think that, in a sense, if you decide early on enough that I kind of like you more than a friend, I feel like the transition may work because you haven't just seen them as a friend for like 10 months straight. So I was like, this is so weird. But that's just something I've experienced. And then also, have any of y'all actually been approached, like Tay was saying, like, hey, I think you're cool, this and that? It's happened to me once on campus, and I was definitely really surprised by it because I'm like, okay, this is different. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't be getting approached. So
I think, Anthony, you give I have a girlfriend energy, stay away.
No, that's what someone told me once. Like, they were like, yeah, like the way you present yourself. Like,
No,
I
like,
thought you already
truly.
had somebody. I was like, no, I just be chilling. Like,
No, really though. Sometimes I do think, I wonder if it's people already assume that you are taken because of however you're going about your life, or if it's just like people are scared to approach these days. I don't know which one I think it is.
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It's a mix
Everything
of
is in
both.
its gray area.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, guys, next question. So when you're becoming friends with somebody, what are the characteristics you're looking for in general? Like, regardless of gender.
Are you a good person? Like, morally, morally, are your morals up to par? Simple stuff. As if you're not hateful in any type of way, if you're not ignorant, do you have a plan for your life?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I
That
don't
is a
care
really
what
good
your
one.
plan is. I don't care
Just have
what
a
you want to
plan.
do. Just do
I
something.
mean,
Just
shoot, if
move
you want to
towards
rob a
something.
bank,
Right. No, literally, you
done.
you do what you want. Make your money. Make your money morally, though. Make your money in a good
no ties to
moral
that.
way. You talking about robbing banks. I don't know about all that.
hey, I'm just saying,
But-
let's not do that, guys.
Yeah.
Of
But
course
yeah,
not.
so yeah, common sense, and you have something going on.
And can I just say real quick, I think because as we said this, we talked about this on episode 2, when you do approach friendships of regardless of their gender with this mindset of, okay, we're going to be friends, I'm excited, this and that, it can't go wrong. You can't be disappointed by how the friendship goes because you expect more from the person. But Tay, tell about your experience. What do you think for friend-wise? Because you have a lot of friends. Tay is
my
pretty
gosh.
popular on campus,
No,
along
I'm
with
not
Anthony.
Yes, you know
They are
that.
popular.
No.
Tay, she's popular on campus. I be seeing her all around campus on people's Instagrams and stuff.
No,
Oh my
literally.
gosh.
I'm
literally.
barely on campus. This is my first time being fully on campus since last spring.
Okay.
That's
so
the
you-
popular one. I'm trying to work my way up.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for that.
Yeah.
I'm just really friendly and very kind. That's how I was raised. That's why when people meet me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, like, do you have family in the South?" Because most of my family members, that's how we all
Yo, Southern hospitality.
Right, like that's how we were all raised and stuff like that. So, to me, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, anybody that I meet, they're gonna be the exact same way I am.
Yeah.
Sadly,
It
that's
don't
not
be
the
like
case.
it. Do not
Sadly,
be
that's
like
not
that.
the case, right? So, I would probably just say most of the time when I'm friends with people, I listen to my
Your
inner
gut?
child and my gut.
Oh, I like
Because
that.
I was
Yeah.
telling Denia this because shout out to Denia.
Shout
I
out
love
to
you, girl.
Denia.
Shout out to my cousin. That's my cousin right
I
there.
love
Yes.
you, girl. Okay, we were friends in middle school and then we stopped talking. So in my mind, like if I haven't talked to you in a while, I'm a little awkward. I'm a little like
You're not sure
like,
where you
yeah.
stand with somebody.
But
That
it's not
makes
like,
sense.
oh, I hate them. That
Right,
much. We haven't
right.
talked for a while, and I saw her again, and it's like inside of me, I felt very like, oh my gosh, like I missed this, like I missed being around her and stuff like that. So I think it's just mainly like a inner child and gut thing. But then sometimes I mix it up because it's like, okay, just because my inner child is excited, she also carries like past traumas and stuff like that. So it's probably something maybe not so good about that person that's like, that's why you want to cling on to them, which is not really a
Like
healthy
examining
thing.
where it comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
think
then
that's-
that's when like when we were having that conversation, I'm like, I do this thing where like I become friends with people too quick, and then when I realize that some of the stuff they're doing ain't that good, I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
dang.
I should've rolled the
Maybe I
dice.
shouldn't have
I should've
rushed
rolled the
this.
dice before.
Yeah, when you're nice to everybody and you make friends with everybody,
Yeah.
people that you learn, like there'll be people that have bad reputations, and you're like, they're so
Yeah.
cool. Why do they have this bad reputation?
Yeah.
And then you find out why they have that reputation,
Exactly.
and now you're in a spot where it's like, well, they didn't do anything to me,
Ooh, yeah.
but I know this stuff about you, so it's like I really can't rock with you.
Can I say
Yeah.
real quick? I think that's how it can get kind of messy when this goes both ways, but when you're friends with somebody of the opposite gender or friends with somebody and it's like, oh, you're so nice to me, you must like me. Can I say that? I feel like that
couldn't
happens.
even,
Like they
hit the
justify
thing.
how kind you are to them to be like, oh, well,
Like,
you
that
must
is
like me. And
so
I think
annoying.
it can kind of get kind of blurred lines at times.
Right.
Because there's some things that guys can do when they're interested that they can do when they're just your friend.
Yeah.
So it's kind of about reading the energy, and you could read wrong. like, True, have you ever experienced a situation where you were too nice? Because, True, you're a nice person. And I think
True.
people probably catch feelings.
True.
I just have to
Oh
say
my
it. True is so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Of course.
Okay. I guess I've had people misinterpret my kindness for me liking them, but I believe that I'm pretty, like, firm with my boundaries once I've recognized that, oh, like, this person may like me in a way that I don't like them in, and I've stated my, I guess, boundaries pretty clearly to them. I can't really recall any specific moments I've had where people would approach me and be like, yeah, like, you totally like me.
Oh,
because I was
Can I say one
kind.
thing?
Oh, I know
Yeah.
you mean.
No, I'm not going to expose True, but I'm thinking of a circumstance where a guy asked her out pretty quickly, and she was just nice to him, and she was like, I don't really remember his name.
Oh, I remember this.
Just like this.
Girl.
Do you remember the guy? Do you remember his name?
No,
Because they hadn't really spoken like that, and I think he just kind of jumped the gun a bit.
he did jump the gun.
Okay.
He kind of has like a reputation for that, in my opinion, though.
He does that a lot.
Reputation.
Oh.
It's not the
yeah.
first. It's not. He kind of treat.
Never
I feel like he
mind.
tried it with
Brother.
me. He tried it with one of my friends. Like I feel
No.
like.
I don't
Oh,
feel bad
let me look at the
anymore.
camera. I'm just taking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brother, you have to stop. Relax. Calm down. Take a step back. Breathe a little bit. Assess the situation.
Wise words.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm gonna give you the mic back.
No, can I just say, I
No, you
think
got it.
sometimes
Yeah.
people just
Relax
really
now.
want to be in relationships. And at times, you can just feel extra lonely. Like Valentine's Day and everything, you just start thinking, man, maybe that guy who's my friend, who's always, like, giving me a quick little hug, likes me. You start to delude yourself. You started to delude yourself a
Maybe
little
I
bit.
am free February 14th.
Listen, I learned this and I showed you this from my social psychology class. It's all about proximity.
Oh, wait, yes, please
Oh,
talk about
all
this.
about
I
proximity.
know
Okay,
what
so
you're
there's
talking
a
Yes,
about.
theory.
get into this.
Okay, there's
Unpack
a theory
this.
that when you are around someone of the opposite sex, if you're attracted to someone of the opposite sex and you're around them a lot, then you're like your brain kind of sort of like wires itself to be like, oh, like this can be someone you
No,
can potentially be with, because it was like a chart of statistics, and it showed people who were married to people that they knew from like college, hometown, and it was like 80-something% versus like, let's say you end up dating or marrying someone like abroad, that's like 17%. Like you have a higher chance
that was
being with
wild.
someone because of your proximity to them, like you're
proximity
closest to them,
effects,
versus
yeah.
like if you met them like, you know, studying abroad, like
Okay,
those chances
wait,
are
let me
slim.
say two little quick things because you're making me think of things. So I saw
Okay.
somebody say that if you wanted to potentially end up dating somebody, it's way more effective to see them like 5 minutes every day of the week than like for a 2-hour lecture once a week. Because it's the constant, like you're seeing them over
Yeah,
and
the
over
consistency.
again.
I
The
saw
small
that.
interactions build up to bigger things. And it's so interesting because I kind of think that when you're interested in dating and you have like a lot of friends of like the same gender or whatever it is, I think I personally, what I've done before is, okay, well, you like me, and out of all the guy friends I have, I like you the best. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, in the sense that
in the sense that I was already like, when I first met them, I didn't necessarily think, okay, I'm attracted to you. Let's go out. But the more I got to know them, I said, okay, I could see something there. But then I started really thinking about it, and I was looking at your statistics, and I'm like, well, also, if I had a lot of other options around me,
Yeah.
would I have been so like willingly to be like, okay, let's give this a chance? I can't say because I think it's about how many people you kind of have around you, because even like how people have like rosters in dating, so then it's like one doesn't work out, they go to the next or the next, and it's like I'm not going to get caught up in you because I have lots of options.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No,
you shouldn't look at,
Accent
and
family.
can I say you should not look at your platonic friends as like dating material, but if it's like you can tell there's something going on, you
Yeah.
sense a vibe.
it's all
like,
the energy.
precisely. But it's
But-
really interesting because I also saw some videos talking about how like your pheromones have a lot to do with it too, and they were talking about how like guys go out, like they have, I don't know if it's something like you see more partners that you like, but girls are like more selective, and that's why like guys can catch feelings for like friends who are girls, and girls are like, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So a little sciencey. I could have butchered that, but I was watching YouTube
Little
videos because
science
I was
Oh,
curious,
no,
truly.
Yeah.
Earlier when Alexis, you were talking about how these are your only options,
Right.
like I think you have higher standards than that. I feel like
No, you're right.
If you have higher standards than that, because from speaking from my experience, right? I was in a mixed school, so we had guys and girls.
Right,
Alexis, you went to an all-girls school.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Can I just say that was an experience?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that. Okay. Yeah.
But I didn't date anyone in high school
Mhm.
because I was like, this isn't the vibe. And I
You know
feel like
what? Yeah.
you and I have very similar standards
I agree.
that we hold people to. So, yeah, I don't think you would.
I
bring
would not.
yourself
You're right.
down
I
to
would
that
not
level.
just date anybody. I wouldn't. But I think you're more likely to catch feelings if you see someone often enough and the chemistry is really well, and you're like, maybe attraction's here too. It's just stuff you start to think about unconsciously, or maybe people around you are like, you guys are so cute together.
Oh my god.
Can I just say, I even think that sometimes, and I've talked about this in previous episodes, friends mean well, but friends can put ideas in your head.
Yeah.
Friends
Heavy on
can
that.
create scenarios.
Yeah.
Heavy
because,
on that.
you know, they see two people of the opposite gender who are really cute, or even if you like girls and like, oh, you know, this is eating real bad, and then you're like, wait, but they're just my friend, and then you're like, are we? Because everyone thinks we're giving couples, so I don't know what to think anymore. I feel like you probably experienced the same thing. You have so many friends who are girls,
Yeah.
so many, and they're like,
I'm a victim.
they're very pretty too. Can I say?
I am a victim.
Oh my god.
I feel like from 6th grade to I got you. Yeah.
Thank you.
From 6th grade to maybe like pre-pandemic, there was at least one that somebody was like, "Oh, Aunt, oh yeah, you need to bag that." Oh my goodness, I was
Yes, story
my
time.
my senior year. It was
Yes.
graduation. We had a graduation practice, and I was the vice president at my school. So
Shout out Anthony.
I wasn't a good one.
Oh.
I went to Duval. Everybody would ask me, "Oh, what are we doing?" And I'd be like, "You tell me." So
So you're just
I
well
was-
liked. So they voted
I
for
was
you?
literally look. If you went to Duval and you voted for me, I don't know why you did that. Like, I really ran for this stuff because nobody else was doing it.
Wow.
Anyways,
Okay, back to the story. Back to the
Shout out
story.
back to the story. Senior year, it's graduation practice, and one of my friends, I'm not going to expose his name, but one of my friends was sitting behind me. So they called a name. You know, people would walk past, and I'm sitting at the front row, so I'm seeing like everybody walk past, and like every other girl that would walk past, my friend would like whisper in my ear, "Aunt, you need to go smack at that." Aunt,
Wow, did you know them?
Aunt, bag that. Oh, every girl that walked past, I was like cool with, and he was, "Aunt,
Honestly?
you need to bag that, Aunt. You need to go smack at that, Aunt." I was like, bro, I can't cuss on this PG. But I turned around, I was like, shut the
Bleep up.
bleep up, like relax.
You
So
can say
yeah,
shuck.
shut the shuck up.
Yeah.
Like what? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so
Can
friends will really, they will put.
They really will, because either it's something that they wish they had, or they're like, well, I see the potential, so
Yeah, he
Why
just
not?
thought I could. He thought my nickname.
what was it? Say it, please. Say it.
My nickname was Mr. Duval.
Oh lord.
At
Ooh,
the school.
child.
So he kind of just had this preemptive thought. He could be joking. You know what I'm saying? If he sees this, you're still my boy. I still love you. He could have been joking, but it seemed like there was this thought like, "You're Mr. Duval. Like you can get any girl here."
Yeah.
No, that's
And-
not the case at all.
Can I say though that just in situations like that, if you were happen to like date one of them, I would feel like if I ever found out, okay, if I was dating somebody and I knew their friends were talking like that when we were just friends, I feel kind of weird about it. I'd be like, they're like, of course you bagged her. I wouldn't like that. I'd be like, well, he had to work at it, so calm down.
Yeah, and I couldn't love all my homegirls, but
I mean, yeah. 'Cause-
some of y'all would drive me absolutely.
okay, calm down.
insane.
We didn't ask to catch strays this month.
I'm just saying.
I didn't ask to catch a stray.
I'm
Wait till
Wait
sorry.
till March. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
Wait till March.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're
Out of your tax bracket.
yeah. Calm down.
my fault.
Calm
But
down.
right now, I can say it now. Okay. Some of y'all.
And that's why they're your friends.
I
Like,
know,
I'm
that's
not
why-
gonna be.
that's why
I'm
you're
not
my
like,
friend.
oh, let me go date my guy friends. Absolutely not. I love y'all, but it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a
why
wrap.
you're my
It's a cool
friend. You know
wrap.
what I'm saying? Friend, platonic, all that.
Can I
all
just
that
say one
jazz.
quick thing? I think people assume when someone is also like good energy, good vibes, and also attractive, that of course you're attracted to them, and of course
Yeah.
you then should go date them. But like, being attractive is subjective, and you can notice someone looks nice
Yeah.
without wanting to be like, let's go in the closet and play 7 minutes in heaven. Like, you don't need to be
so
doing
real.
that.
Alexis,
Yeah.
what do you know about 7 minutes in heaven?
Oh man.
I hear things.
Why?
Bro, you read.
I hear stories,
don't,
like-
I don't know nothing about no 7 minutes. I don't.
Calm down. Wait, jumping back to Tay though, because we talked about how you were in this friendship group and the guys were like, we want you guys to be our girlfriends, wink wink, but basically that's what they said. Has it been messy or anything? Do you feel like them saying this has actually worked out in their favor, or it backtracked?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, thank you. I would probably say for like one of them it actually worked, but it wasn't really anything intentional, because like you guys said, I'm friends with everybody, so sometimes my friends will come around, talk to me and all that, and then some of them will be like, oh, like that girl you're talking to, like, who is that? And me being the person, oh, thank you, and then me being the person that I am, if I know that the guy is really cool, I'll be like, oh, that's
So
my
you
friend
like set
so-and-so.
people up?
Accidentally, because in my mind I'm like, okay, like,
Okay, fair
maybe
enough.
they'll. I'm not really matchmaker, but if I know that these two people, like, they have
Would
good
work.
character and they would work out and all that stuff, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's so and so. But if it was a guy that's like crazy, I'd
Not
be
to
like,
wrap.
oh,
So like
who?
directly in the friend group that you're in, because I know some people have dated each other and broken up and this and that. So you said it's only really worked for one of them, like they actually stayed together so far.
yeah.
I just feel like it gets messy quick.
Shout out to them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you ask the question?
Has it been messy? Like, I feel like it gets messy quick. If you guys are in the same friend group, you break up, and then you might be interested in someone else, but he dated her and this and that.
If
Has it been like that?
If
or
it
am I
has, it's probably really low key, because they're not really the type to
Redate?
talk about.
Oh.
Not even just that. Like, if all of us are in a friendship group, and I've dated you and I dated him, then it would be like just saying in the scenario of that group, it would be like, it wouldn't even be anything too crazy. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm not sitting next to him, or you know,
yeah.
like,
Okay,
I
so
side
they're
eye you. So
mature about
Okay,
it in a
okay.
sense.
yeah. But then let's say, like, you know, you and me, Alexis, okay, we just broke up, and then I'm talking to Anthony again. We already dated, and then I'm talking to Anthony again.
wow.
Then you'd be like,
Oh,
okay,
Did
so
they do that?
man.
it's very subtle. I can't really explain it
Unless
fully,
you're,
because
like,
this episode would be
witnessing it.
too long, right?
Yeah, I get it.
But it would be really subtle. Like, okay, we just broke up, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Anthony, I really like your hat. Like, your hat's really nice. And then you'd be like, yo, like, why are you talking about his hat like that? Like, I'm wearing the same hat. You didn't tell me my hat was looking nice.
That, I honestly
what's
feel
going
like
on?
I'm way too jealous of a person to sit here and watch
Oh,
you
yeah, I
flirt with
would.
somebody
Yeah, so-
else in my face.
yeah.
That's what it is.
I would.
Yeah.
You're like, well, it didn't work out with you, but maybe me and Anthony still got some spark.
Yeah, right. And then like Trook knowing like, okay, she has like an
I'm like
idea of,
observing
like,
this
yeah, you're observing
entire
it.
dynamic.
Yeah, you would be
Wow.
like, something
I'm
ain't
like,
right, and it's
something's-
not like I'm outwardly
I've been in Trook's
saying.
position before.
Yeah, and it's not like I'm
Outwardly
outwardly
witness it?
saying that, but you can just sense like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like, in my mind, an ex is an ex. Like, if I broke up with someone, it's not like,
I'm not
oh,
gonna
like I
run it
hate
back.
him, da da da. But I'm not going back to you. Like that's
And
raps.
I agree. I think, well, I've never had an ex, so I can't say that yet. But
Real.
I understand that if you put it to bed, isn't it congratulations?
Yeah, matter of fact.
Congratulations. Congratulations to me, really, for being
Yes.
single my whole life. Thank you, Anthony.
You see, hold on. I just want the viewers to see, because Alexis does this to me all the time.
Do what?
She always got to
We
make me
literally-
sound like the bad guy.
We
Congratulations on the lack of stress. Congratulations.
Full life.
okay.
You can go to sleep. Okay. You can
Can
eat.
I just say though, I haven't been in a relationship, but I've been in stressful situationships. So
We all have.
fair enough. I'm like, dang, we're not even dating, and you've got me messed up right now.
You got the whole game like.
I don't think that's fair. I think we have to at least be official before you're taking up rent.
Oh yeah.
Space in my mind.
For sure.
But as we wrap up this episode, can I say thank you so much, guys? This was a very fun,
Thank you for
insightful
having us.
conversation. Of course.
Okay.
And we love to do this bit where, you can do a song, you can do advice, you can do a crazy story. I mean, a fact on TikTok you learned, whatever it is. So I'll start first. I always do like a song recommendation. So my song of choice is Never by Dylan Sinclair and Joyce Rice. It is very catchy. It's very good. And if you like R&B, give it a listen. All right, Anthony, what is your bit?
My advice. I have advice.
Okay, go
this
on.
This is off the top of the head.
Go off, Anthony.
But I forgot who mentioned like their friend would be quick to try and date someone. Or
Oh yeah.
I really meant what I said earlier. Like,
Don't.
relax, assess the situation, think. You know what I'm saying? How long have I known this girl? How long have I been friends with her? Do I know enough to
Be like a
to
relationship.
be in a relationship? Because I get it. I'll be lonely.
Can I just say, as Chloe and Hallie said, you don't have to be lonely being alone.
No,
Learn to
period.
love yourself. I know that is so cliche because I've been in your shoes. I'm in your shoes. If you really do love yourself enough and you can be, have friendships that fill those spaces, the
Heavy on
relationship
that.
will come when it does. And then you're ready. You're ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't focus too heavy
Heavy
on
on
Laugh and
that.
love.
I mean, as the white tees say. All right, next one.
I have two things. Can I say two things?
Go ahead.
Well, my
course.
first thing would probably be free Palestine.
Yes,
Breathe in.
heavy on that.
Or
Heavy,
Sudan.
heavy on
Free
that.
Tigray.
Keep the
Heavy
conversation on that
on the
because
Free
just
every
ha-
country that is under the face of imperialism.
Congo
Truly.
too. Congo.
And
Congo too.
period.
Sudan.
Oh God.
Myanmar.
Thank
all
you for
of that.
mentioning that because heavy on that. What's your next big girl?
And fun fact: Beyonce and Jimmy Carter are related. Don't ask me how I know that.
You
That
gagged
was
him.
so
I'm
like
about to ask a very-
the cut is
What do you want to ask,
crazy.
Anthony?
Don't.
Are you gonna say who's Jimmy Carter?
Dang, let me get it out. Like,
Oh my god.
oh my God, answer the question. Like, who's Jimmy Carter?
I'm so sorry. I guess I can just read you a bit too well.
Wait, you want me to answer that?
If you know. Who
Oh yeah, he was one of the president. He was the president before Ronald Reagan.
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
I promise I passed history class.
No,
Anthony,
he
it's
didn't.
okay.
Yes,
I
was
struggle
there.
with
Duval
history, too.
education. Duval education. I don't
You.
know.
That's
All
crazy
right.
that you're throwing your school under the bus.
That was really wild. That was really
Go
wild.
Tigers. Go Tigers.
Alrighty, that was the vice president here speaking. Let's move on to Truk.
So random thing I saw. This is so unserious, but this is just a little hee hee ha ha thing I saw on TikTok.
Yes,
So
okay.
you guys know 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes,
Oh.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, where are we going with this,
Yeah,
Truk?
where are we going with
Where
this?
are we going with
I
this?
just I didn't know this existed.
Okay.
But I just learned that they released the book of 50 Shades of Grey in the guy's perspective.
Whoa,
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Run it again.
No.
Okay, can I say they did that with Twilight? They did it in
Oh,
every
really?
perspective, and I feel like this is a moneymaker.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called like Midnight or something.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I did not know that they released 50 Shades of Grey in the guy's perspective. So,
Yeah,
you
her
know,
checks
that's
were
out
running
there.
low.
You learn new things on TikTok every day.
Her checks were definitely running low, but go off, girl. Thank
Yeah.
you for that. That was interesting, to say the least. And guys, that is a wrap on this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace.
Wait. Shout out to Bobby and shout out to the
Mr.
humanities
Bobby.
department.
Shout out to
Bobby, I'm so sorry.
Shout
We
out
love
to the
you.
Humanities department. Shout out to my mama.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to. I thought we were just gonna keep
Go
saying
off,
shout
King.
out.
Shout out
I
to
mean,
mom.
Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Tiana.
Woo!
Shout out to Troop. Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to
Alright.
all the black people this month because it's
Happy
Black
Black
History
Month.
Happy N-word History Month. Yeah.
I stand with y'all.
Just
Bye,
this-
guys.
Bye. See you next time.
Peace.
That was fun.
you
You
guys.
guys did a good job.